with all the news about the Sony a7R5, followed by the Canon EOS R6 Mark II. You must be wondering, where on earth is the Sony a9 Mark III? Well, we've got some rumors for you, but they don't have any validation. And if you're okay with that, well, then stick around because I've got something for you. Details coming up, but first, I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so that way you can stay up to date on all the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. Sony Alpha Rumors said that they have no idea who sent in these rumors, and 90% of the time they turn out to be wrong. But it happened in the past that a couple of those were right. So I will post them today, and we all together can eventually keep track of this. If one of the sources turns out to be right, we will know we can trust them a little bit more. Not exactly a vote of confidence for these rumors. I told you, I warned you in the intro, I said that they're unvalidated, and well, they certainly are. Now, the Sony a9 Mark III, according to the rumors sent to Sony Alpha Rumors that, well, haven't been validated, well, the a9 Mark III is supposed to have a 33 megapixel sensor that's backside illuminated and stacked. But the good news doesn't end there. We do have lots of information on this camera. It's going to have the brand new artificial intelligence chip, and that also means it's going to have the new autofocus system that Sony debuted in the a7R5. So it's got that deep learning autofocus system, the new autofocus system. Pretty much, this shouldn't be a surprise because pretty much every camera after the Sony a7R5 is going to have this new autofocus system. It's going to have 8-stop IBIS, and you know that new 4-axis LCD that the a7R5 got? Well, no surprises that the a9 Mark III, which is supposed to cost more, will also have the exact same 4-axis LCD. So that's really good news. I actually really like this. I'd actually be quite happy if Canon adopted this LCD as well. I love the flippy screen, but there are times where you just want to make sure that LCD is right in line with the lens. And well, I get it. I finally get the reason for not liking the flippy screen, but I think the 4-axis that Sony's come up with their LCD, I think it's a really, really good compromise. And in terms of video, all they provided us with was 4K 120 frames per second. Now, is 4K going to be oversampled? Well, it's a 33 megapixel sensor, so either it's going to be oversampled, which is pretty common with Sony, or we're going to get cropped, and that would be a pretty big crop. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and just say it, but I'd be surprised if this camera, the a9 Mark III, is going to provide oversample. So let's see, 24 would be 6K oversample, 4K, 32, 33 is probably about 7K oversample, 4K, right around that mark. And of course, it's obviously going to shoot 4K, 24, 25, and 30 frames per second, 50 and 60, and of course 100 and 120. But other details about S-Cinetone, S-Log2, S-Log3, HLG, any of that stuff, there's no mention in this rumor. And that kind of wraps it up. That's all we have for the Sony a9 Mark III. Now, these certainly seem plausible in terms of specifications. We don't have a price and we don't have a date, but when it comes to getting new cameras being announced, the next window of opportunity is on February the 3rd, and that's CP+. But what usually happens in the week leading up to CP+, is that's when camera companies like Sony, Nikon, Canon, and others start to announce their gear. So CP+ is early this year. It's on February the 3rd, so as early as January the 22nd, we could get an announcement of the Sony a9 Mark III. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news and rumors regarding the Sony a9 Mark III or the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, then please go ahead and click that subscribe button, but make sure you also choose all notifications. By choosing all notifications, as soon as I publish a new video like this one here, you'll get notified by YouTube. So, well, that way you can stay up to date on all the latest news and rumors. It saves you from scrubbing all the Twitter feeds, all the RSS feeds, websites, YouTube channels, books, prints, or even email threads, because I cover all the major camera brands, all the major camera models, all the major news and rumors, as well as doing reviews. So go ahead and subscribe and choose all notifications. But that's it for now. Have a great start to your day, and we'll see you again soon.